And hello and welcome to this very special live presentation. Yes, we are in fact live here right now. My name is Ryan Levesque, six-time Inc. 5000 CEO of the Ask Method company. I could not be more excited for this session that we have here today, where we're going to be talking about how to build a simple, scalable, and stress-free high-ticket offer that can generate anywhere from $2,500 to $25,000 in profit for you and your business. But before we get started, I want to make sure that you can hear me okay, you can see me okay, and I can hear and see your chat comments inside the live Q&A that we have. And we're doing this here inside of Zoom. If this is your first time here, we use the Q&A function here inside of Zoom. And I would love to know where in the world you are right now. So head on over to that Q&A. You'll see a little box inside of Zoom. You can let me know. Yes, I'm not in my usual digs for those of you who are familiar with our studio setup. I'm actually in the middle of traveling right now with my family. We're staying in a beautiful Airbnb outside the Green Mountains of Vermont. It is absolutely stunning. We just had a beautiful foliage season here and having a great time, just being able to spend time with family and travel and do all the good things that we want to do. And I would love to know where you are in the world right now. I see a whole bunch of you. Hey, Monica, Joey, holy beard, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, it's been a minute. Awesome. Hey, Mary from Mexico, Karen and Sydney, Chris in Dallas, Lori and Temecula, California. Christina in Houston. Hey, Robert in Dallas. PJ, love the beard with a question mark. Yeah, I think my wife would say the same thing. Randall says, oh, Austin, oh, bearded one. Hey, Krisha, Trinidad. Stuart in Oslo, Norway. Great to see you here. Hey, Daniel in Chicago. David, ABQ. I guess that's Albuquerque, New Mexico. Love that. Pragati in the UK. Aaron, Orange County. Ruth, who is the guy with the beard? I know. And what do they do with Ryan, right? Hey, Melvin, upstate New York. We were not too far from upstate New York. Tammy in Connecticut. David in Vegas. How you doing? Quinn in New York City. Michael, Connecticut. Earl. Conyers, Georgia, Atlanta area. Cool. Goldstein, yes, we can see your message in London, UK. Awesome. Dennis says, good to see you, Ryan, but you need a shave. Maybe we'll do a vote a little bit later on, but spoiler alert, I don't know that it's going anywhere anytime soon. All right, well, now that we've gotten that out of the way, now that we are here, we've got, hopefully you've got something to take some notes with, because we're going to cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. I recommend that you've got a pen, a piece of paper. We're going to do a few exercises here together. So it's going to be helpful to do this. So grab that pen, grab that notebook or whatever you like to take some notes with. If you're ready, I'm ready. We are going to dive right in, and I'm going to share my screen in 3, 2, 1 and pull it up. You should be able to see a screen that says High Ticket Secrets: How to Create, Launch, and Sell a simple, stress-free, and scalable high-ticket offer that generates anywhere from $2,500 to $25,000 in profits per customer. And most importantly, how to do it without complexity, high overhead, or even a team. How to do it traveling in the hills of Vermont and living anywhere that you want to live in the world. And how to do it even if you've never sold anything like that at this price in your life. I've got you covered. Now, just to kind of set the stage and set your expectations, this is for you if perhaps you are a consultant or a coach or a course creator right now, or maybe you're an expert in a topic that you have expertise in, or you're an educator of some sort, or maybe you're a speaker, whether you speak on virtual stages, on workshops and virtual events, or maybe you do speaking in person. This is for you whether you are looking to transition your acquisition to delivery from an offline paradigm to an online paradigm. Maybe you're saying, yeah, I'd love to, have a work from home business that I can live and travel anywhere in the world that I want to be. Maybe you want to transition from doing unleveraged one-on-one work. So if you do one-on-one work with clients and you want to have a more leveraged model, we're going to talk about that. Perhaps you're looking for a model that makes maximum cash and minimum time. Who doesn't, right? That's kind of the dream. It's for all of us. You're looking for a model that gives you maximum freedom and flexibility. I love the fact that I've got a business model that allows me to travel and wear a t-shirt and not shave if I don't feel like not shaving. You're looking for the fastest way to launch something new. Maybe you've got something kind of bubbling in the background. You're like, I'd really like to launch something new and I'd love to do it and generate the fastest return in the shortest amount of time. Even if you are a total beginner right now and you're looking to generate your first dollar online, I've got you covered. We're going to cover a paradigm and a model that I think you're going to be really excited about perhaps implementing and using in your business. Before we get into that, though, I first got to lead with a dirty little secret, right? So this is a dirty little secret. It's kind of one of these dirty little secrets in the industry. Very few people ever talk about this because very few people have the proof and really the track record and the experience. But it's this. In this online world, if you haven't already noticed, it's something that bugs me a lot. It may bug you. Everybody talks about revenue, right? Everybody talks about, how much money they're making, but almost nobody talks about profit. In other words, the money that you're keeping at the end of the day, because it's not about what you make, it's about what you take home. It's about what flows into your bank account at the end of the day after you've paid out all your expenses, what's left for you. Now, here's the thing. Again, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. That is the important thing. And in a word, what we're talking about here is profit. And so what I thought I would do is I thought I'd take you kind of behind the scenes a little bit, really show you something that I think very few people ever will show you, and show you some real results in our business. And I thought I would take you back to the time that I made a massive transition in my business and actually show you some of my tax returns, because at the end of the day, like, that's the real number. That's really what you make. There's no marketing math. There's no, fake screenshots. There's no doctored results. Like, this is it. Like, this is the real number. So let me take you back to 2013. Now, 2013, you can see here, this is my tax return. You can see it's my name. It's my wife's name, Laura. Here, I've blacked out our social security numbers and things like that just for privacy purposes. But you can see right here, this is my tax return. And you can see this year, 2013, this year, I made adjusted gross income. You can see here $160,000 in profit in my business. That's what I took home at the end of the day. So, $160,000 is not bad. It's a good living. I mean, that was my goal. It was like, if I could make $10,000 a month or $120,000 a year in profit, like take home income, like that's it. Like, I'd be very, very happy as a human being and be able to provide for my family. And look, it's a six-figure income, and it's a really, really, really great number. But between 2013 and 2014, I'll show you my 2014 tax return. You can see here something radically changed. And you can see here this year in our business, we made, you can see right here, the profit number, the net profit or loss line 31 here on this tax return form was $1.1 million. Now, that's $1 million in profit. That's not revenue. That's not top line. That's the money that we were able to take home in our business at the end of the year after, all of our expenses were paid and everything else. And since then, and since 2014, we've made well over $1 million in profits, multiple millions of dollars of profit per year, every year in our business ever since then. So profit, this is the number. But the question that you might be asking yourself is, well, where's all this profit coming from, right? What's the source of all this profit? Well, I'll let you in again on yet another secret. The single biggest source of profit, certainly in my career, in my life, and in our business, has not been books, although maybe that's the way you were first introduced to the Ask methodology and the Ask world was through one of our books. It's not through courses. Maybe you've signed up for one of our courses at some point along the way. It's not even from membership or anything like that. Single biggest source of profit, any guess on what it might be? Post it in the Q&A. What do you think? The single biggest source of profit in our business since we've been doing this all comes down to one thing. Yeah, I see a few guesses inside the Q&A chat. Yeah, you guys are getting it. You're catching on. It's high ticket offers. This is where it's at. And the reason why I'm so passionate about talking about high ticket offers is because this was the shift that I made from 2013 to 2014 in my business that changed everything. It transformed the financial future of my family. It transformed the financial future for our company. It was one of those key pivotal moments where everything changed, and it's been transformative in my life. And I hope that this can potentially be as transformative in your life as well. See, prior to 2014, I was selling low ticket products. You can see here, this is one of our first products that we sold, like $17 ebooks teaching people how to make Scrabble tile jewelry. You can see here $29 books teaching people how to care for their orchids. In fact, you can see here, this was a typical day in the life of our business. This is like from 2010. You can see here, $30 book, $39.95, $33, $9.95, $42.95. I mean, that was like the average ticket price of what we were selling. And I'd never sold a high ticket offer in my life. So if you're staring at this right now and you're thinking to yourself, gosh, like maybe you have a limiting belief in your own mind, like maybe you're thinking there's no way that you could sell something for, hundreds or thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars. Well, I had that same limiting belief myself. And it wasn't until I sold my very first high ticket offer. And you can see here what happened. Very first high ticket offer. I decided to do something that was way outside my comfort zone. It was definitely a courage and grit moment for me, way outside my comfort zone. And I decided to, with a few other friends of mine, host a high-level mastermind event. And we charged about $5,000 per person to attend this mastermind. It was over a weekend. And we thought, hey, this could be fun. This could be a way to make some money and put this thing together. And you can see the results right here. We called it the Las Vegas Mastermind Event. You can see here, we had 16 sales. And some of these sales were partner sales, like spouses and business partners. So if you do the math, it's not going to add up exactly to $5,000 per person. But the takeaway is this, that with this one high ticket offer, I made $59,000 in a single weekend. I mean, $59,000, like that blew my mind. My mom, who was a hairdresser growing up, cut hair for a living, it would take her 2 years to make $59,000. And I was able to do it in 2 days. It was like this whole world opened up to me. And you can see here, this is the hotel room. This is the suite. Wasn't anything super fancy. But I made this post here on Facebook. You can see here back in 2014, where we hosted the event, and $59,000 in 48 hours. It was 48 hours that changed my life. And since that very first high ticket offer, I have sort of gone all in on high ticket offers for the last decade, for the last 10 years. And you can see, I've had the experience selling everything from private consulting, raising my rates to over $5,000 an hour. So that's my hourly rate. Doing royalty deals, so partnering with other businesses and doing royalty deals, revenue share deals, whereby you're paid a passive income based on the results that you generate for your clients, to the tune of, in some cases, $50,000 a month or more. Live workshops, some of which maybe you might have attended at some point along the way, like our 3-day boot camps, like this quiz funnel boot camp that we ran. This was one of our last in-person boot camps that we ran. This is pre-COVID, but you can see the numbers right here. $5,000 a ticket, 223 people, $1.15 million from a 3-day event. That was just from ticket sales for that event. To doing group coaching. You can see here to the tune of millions of dollars a year, hundreds of people every single year participate in our programs. In fact, in preparation for this training presentation here today, I tallied up the numbers, and since 2014, we've made over $15 million in profit from high ticket offers alone. And I share that not to brag. I know there's probably some of you here on this call that you maybe made a whole lot more than that. Maybe some of you haven't made your first dollar online, and everywhere in between. I just share that to show you that, like, this is something I believe in. It's had a huge impact on my life. I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm not talking about theory. I want to share with you what's had the biggest impact for real on my life. I didn't go to business school. I went to the school of hard knocks. I went to the school of real world business, what really works. And that's what we want to talk about here today. And since then, I've had the privilege of working with just so many different clients to launch high ticket offers in their business. Like, for example, this is Will Hamilton. We worked together to create a high ticket offer in the tennis market that generated over $140,000 in a single weekend. This is someone with no experience in the tennis market. I mean, think about what you buy in the tennis market. You're buying tennis balls and tennis rackets for, tens and hundreds of dollars. And here we created a $10,000 weekend event. People like Charlie Wallace in the guitar market. Again, think, like, would people pay $12,000 for a guitar high ticket offer? Well, Charlie was able to generate almost $100,000 in a single weekend. And markets all over the world. This is not just limited to the United States or English speaking markets. Giacomo Freddi created a high ticket offer in the Italian market, making almost $250,000 euros. Morgan Gist McDonald in the publishing market, a $17,000 publishing package. She made over $70,000 in less than 2 weeks after working together to put this in place in her business. In the artist market, Alexis Fedor, like you think artists, like starving artists, do artists, invest in high ticket offers? Well, we were at a training together, and I was walking her through some of what we're going to be talking about here today. And literally at lunch at the event, she ran off, she filmed a few videos, she wrote a couple emails, and she sent out a high ticket offer invitation to her audience. And she got 2 sales while we were at lunch, 2 sales, which in my mind is insane. So she did that in less than 24 hours. And then very recently, a client and colleague of mine, Justin Donald, decided to launch a high ticket offer in the investing market. This is just very recently. Sold 23 people on a $10,000 package, made over $230,000 in less than 24 hours. So there is possibility for this in virtually every market, as I'm going to show you here today, including the market that you might be in right now yourself. Now, you're seeing these numbers, you're maybe thinking to yourself, you've got some questions, right? Questions like, for example, what do you need to have in place in an online business before having a high ticket offer? Great question. Like, what are the things that you need to have in place? How do you decide what your high ticket offer should be? Maybe the wheels are starting to turn. You're seeing some examples, getting some possibilities written down on paper. How do you determine what you should charge? Like, how do you figure out these prices? Like $1,000, $10,000, like what's the rhyme and reason behind that based on your market and what you're selling? How do you structure and package your offer so that's worth that high ticket price? You might be saying to yourself, I can't think of anything I could possibly charge for, an amount of money that is in line with what we've been talking about. Maybe you already have a high ticket offer that's just causing you a ton of stress. Maybe it's like a real pain to deliver, and it's not really serving you. Or maybe it's really difficult to sell. And you might be saying, well, what's the secret? How do you find people who have deep enough pockets to afford your offer? How do you know if your market can even bear a high ticket offer? And when it comes to high ticket offers, how do you get started? Where do you begin? Like, what is the first step? So no matter where you're starting right now, if you've got any of those questions or other questions that I imagine are bubbling in your mind right now, I want to let you know you're in the right place. And the reason for that is we're going to cover a lot of ground here today in a relatively short amount of time and do it in a very efficient way. And then I'm going to share with you an invitation for those of you who are perhaps interested in maybe taking the next step and actually implementing this together, working together to implement this in your business for yourself. So just to kind of give you a preview, we're going to talk about how to create, launch, and sell a simple, stress-free, and scalable. What that means is you can do it more than once, high ticket offer, even if you've never sold anything at that price in your life. We're going to talk about how to find and get people to pay anywhere from $2,500 to $25,000 or more per sale, step by step in virtually any market, including your market. I know you might be skeptical right now, but I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to talk about the 5 biggest high ticket killers. These are the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to creating and launching and selling a high ticket offer. We're going to talk about what to do instead. The 6 key ingredients that every successful high ticket offer must include to create irresistible desire and demand. Those 2 words, you're going to see them come up over and over again today. That is absolutely essential in order to be successful. Plus, we're going to cover some case studies. I call these case studies high ticket rookie case studies because these were people that had no prior experience using this, followed the steps and the framework we're going to be introducing here today, put it in practice, and got results. Like, for example, a first-timer selling a $10,000 offer in a random hobby market, a first-timer selling a $17,500 offer in an obscure writing niche, a first-timer selling a $5,250 offer in a non-English speaking market. And I've even got a special surprise gift that I'll be revealing at the end of this presentation that's worth over $15,000. You got to stay tuned for what that is. And I've got a bunch more stuff we're going to cover as well. So with that being said, let's first set the definition. That is a question I've already seen come through in the Q&A, which is, what is a high ticket offer? So I'll turn it over to you first. When you hear high ticket offer, what does that term mean to you? Like, how do you define that for yourself? Inside the Q&A, go ahead and post what you perceive that definition. And by the way, only right answers. This is a safe space. This is a learning space. Don't feel like you have to crack the code. I'd love to know kind of what you're thinking. So we have a few guesses in terms of price point. So like over $2,500, $15,000 plus. starting at $2,000, $10,000. Premium buyers who want the highest level of service that Jennifer says. It's a great answer. A lot of different price points, high-level learning experience, transformative offer. Yeah, I think we can all agree it's not the pack of chewing gum that you buy at the grocery store when you're checking out for your groceries, right? That's clearly not a high ticket offer. It's a premium service, over $2,500, premium transformation, something of high value to a customer, expensive offers north of $1,500, $2,500, $10,000 or more. I'm seeing a lot of great price point answers. And by the way, all great answers. You are absolutely right. A high ticket offer is a premium offer that's in your market. Now, the price point is going to be different based on the market that you're in, based on the type of problem that you help people solve in your market and the value of the problem that you help people solve. Like, what's the value when you actually solve it for people? So let's, again, take a look at some of the examples we just peeked at, and we can look at some of these numbers. So in this case here, this tennis market example that I mentioned a moment ago, this is a $10,000 high experience weekend in the tennis market, which included a mix of exclusive elements, some training. But this is coming in a market where the average price point in this particular business, in Will's business prior to this offer, was $47. So think about that. Like, people were spending $47, and he had this opportunity sitting in front of him to sell a $10,000 offer. Charlie, similar story, $47 membership in the guitar market. Again, a $12,000 mastermind in this case around guitar. This Giacomo, he had previously sold a €199 Facebook ads course, so how to have success with Facebook ads, and then decided to launch a Facebook coaching program that he sold for €5,250 and generated 47 sales when he launched that offer. Morgan was previously charging a $250 a month retainer for clients with some writing support. She launched her high ticket offer, $17,500. Alexis, in the art market, as I mentioned, a $10,000 offer, and then Justin, yet another $10,000 offer. So the price point is going to vary from market to market, but I first want to talk about the biggest mistakes that people make. And I see it coming through in the comments inside the Q&A right now. Like, there's one comment that said, wait, I don't know that my market can afford these kinds of prices. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. And that happens to be mistake number one, which is thinking that your market can't afford it. Now, the reality is this: there's an opportunity for a high ticket offer in every single market, even your market. And the reason why has to do with this dynamic, this pricing dynamic that exists in every single market. Now, we call this pricing dynamic something called in-up max. In fact, it's a phenomenon that's universal. It's universally applicable. It's kind of like, if you've ever heard of the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. Like, 80-20 exists in nature. It exists in the unnatural world. It exists in the study of economics. It exists in the study of sociology. It exists in the study of botany. It's just one of these universal principles that exists in the world. And in-up max is similar in the way that this dynamic exists in every single market around the world. And it looks like this. Every single market, there is a dynamic that we call in-up max. And the market is such that there is a price point that people will pay in your market to solve the problem you help people with. So let's just take a quick pause right now, just inside the Q&A. What is the primary problem that you help people solve in your market? Is it having a better relationship? Is it making more money? Is it being a better parent? Is it losing weight? Is it becoming a better leader? Just take a moment inside the Q&A. What is the problem, one of the primary problems that you solve in your business? This will help me kind of tailor the training for what we're talking about here today. So yeah, overcoming the fear of public speaking is a great example. Finding new clients, reducing migraines, beautiful. Improving relationship with yourself. Being seen as an expert, enjoying lasting wellness. Danya, Joanne, improving health through diet, not weight loss. Sarah, successfully marketing to get more leads and sales. Kimberly, rebuilding life after the death of a loved one. Website conversions, improving high ticket phone call sales performance. So it's kind of like a little bit of a meta example right here. Getting over the fear of public speaking, again. Getting people's houses painted, great. Learning guitar, helping people find the right partner for a healthy relationship. Better relationship with spiritually inclined people. Aligning wealth and creation impact stewardship across asset classes. change from conditional to unconditional love, college admission, so getting into college, great example. We'll maybe talk a little bit about an example in that exact market a little bit later here today. Leaving corporate and getting into their own business, so making the leap, navigating through health issues, says Olga. Wellness, not weight loss, Esther. Lucy, improving productivity and energy levels. Dick says COVID protection and power or power batteries. Those almost feel like two different markets. Chris, simplifying business operations, productivity, automation by software. So you can see just the breadth of problems that people have in their life and in their business, which represent opportunities for a high ticket offer to solve it. Now, this in-up max phenomenon is such that in every market, there's a price point. We'll call it X. You see this X. I'm not going to do any crazy math or algebra here today, but just to kind of get our brains around it. There's a price point in your market. And it's different from your market than it is in my market, than it is from the person, next to you, figuratively, in their market. This price point X is the price that 100% of your market is willing to pay to solve the problem that you help people with. Now, there's a corresponding price, 10x, roughly 10 times the price, that roughly 10% of your market will pay to solve that same problem, whether that's improving your health without diet or without weight loss, saw that a few times, improving your business productivity, finding your life partner for a sustainable relationship, moving from conditional to unconditional love, to finding more leads and customers. And the same thing is true here with this max concept, that 10% of the 10%, or 1%, for those of you who are following along with the math, will pay 100 times that amount of money to solve that very same problem. And we call this dynamic in-up max. And it's such that in every market, there's an opportunity for a low ticket product, an in, a mid-ticket product, an up, and a high ticket product, a max. Now, your high ticket offer, this thing that we're talking about here today, is not designed to be for everyone. Remember the in-up max dynamic. We're only focused on a small segment of your market, a small segment of the population. So everything that you do should be geared toward these max buyers up here. So how do we identify these max buyers? How do we find these max buyers? Well, let's take a look at what a high ticket offer can look at, could be, both from a pricing standpoint and an offer standpoint in a few different markets. So for those of you who are in a hobby market, I noticed a few of you, I know there's at least one of you in the guitar market right now, just from the Q&A that I saw a moment ago. For those of you who are in a hobby market, an example could be as follows. You could have an in your market at, say, the $25 price point. It could be an ebook. You could have an up, which is like a $250 course. And you could have a max, which is maybe a $2,500 comprehensive program that you might sell. Again, not for everybody, but for a segment of your market. I'll give you an example of what this looks like in action. This is Kathy Kowalik. Kathy is in the dog training market. So she helps, fur parents, if you want to use that term, train their dogs. And she, for years, was selling, $47 programs, a membership for $20 a month. And at my urging, she decided to launch a high ticket offer to her audience. And she decided to launch a $29.97 certification program. Now, this $29.97 certification program, I'll show you just the power of this in action. So let's say this is a calculator that we use to just kind of quantify the opportunity. Let's say, for example, that your revenue goal is $100,000. You want to make $100,000 in revenue or income, or number you want to think about. And let's say, for example, your product level that you're thinking about pricing is your max. And let's say the product cost is, like in Kathy's case, $29.97. You can see here very simply, if you wanted to hit this number, you would need, in this in-up max dynamic, 3,337 in customers. If you were selling like a $30, ebook or something like that, that's a lot of customers. 334 customers at an up product, if you're going to sell maybe like an online course or something like that. But check out this number right here. Only 33 people in a max certification program to hit that 100K level. Let's look at another example in action. That's a hobby market. So we'll take a look at another example. So let's look at a health market. I know there's a bunch of us here in the health market. I saw some of us that are in the sort of spiritual health and physical health, weight loss and related spaces. So again, health market, typical price point, $47 ebook. Maybe you have a $497 course, which then in this in-up max dynamic opens up the door to sell maybe a $49.97 coaching program, a health coaching program, for example. And I'll show you an example of this. So this is Caleb, did this very thing. Caleb is in the biohacking space, holistic biohacking space. and at my urging, decided to create a $4,500 coaching program. Now, I know about this program because I was a customer of this program and I was a buyer of this program. So I was a max buyer in this market. I invested in this exact program. So again, we look at the numbers and we see what's possible. Let's see if I can go to my calculator right here. Let's say same $100,000 goal. You're selling a $4,500 coaching program. You do the math. You need over 2,000 customers to buy your ebook, 200 customers to buy your course, but you only need 20 clients in your coaching program to get to that six-figure level. What's easier, 2,000 customers that you've got to scour the globe to find, or 20 people that you can sell on a high ticket offer? I'll give you a hint. It's the latter. And I know from experience that's to be true. So let's take a look at one final example here in a financial market. I noticed some of you, a few of you are in an investing market. I noticed someone that helps people evaluate, and forgive me, I forget your name. I'm going and doing this rapid fire in the asset class management space. So trying to figure out what asset class is right for you. So let's say you could have a $200 course. People might be willing to spend a little bit more money in a financial market because it has an ROI. There's a return on investment, clear ROI. So you might spend $200, maybe a $2,000 masterclass, or maybe a $20,000 coaching program. I'll give you an example of this in action. This is Garrett Gunderson. Garrett has a business that does just this very thing, a financial planning business. My wife and I were clients of this business. And invested in his $18,000 group program, which was a program to help you basically get your finances in order. And something that we invested in years ago, had a great result, great experience with this. But let's take a look at these numbers right here. If we pull up our calculator once again. So in this case right here, let's say, let's pull a number. Let's put $18,000, just to make it a real number. You can see here, if I'm looking to get $100,000 in income, it's going to take me 550 customers to build a course, maybe 50 customers to get to my masterclass, but I just need 6 clients to sign up for my high ticket offer to get there. So I think you're getting the picture now. You're getting hopefully the point that you can see that you need so few clients to hit your revenue goals, whatever they may be. So if we do the math, you look at this, let's say you're in a hobby market. Let's say there are books that are selling for $20 each. We know there's room for $2,000 max offer because there's in-up max dynamic. If you have an audience of just 1,000 people in your market, small market, you're in a tiny niche market. There are riches and niches. You've got a tiny little niche market of 1,000 people. There are 10 people in this audience, 1% of the $1,000, who will spend $2,000, meaning there's an immediate $20,000 opportunity that's sitting right beneath your nose right now. That's like right here, right now, that you're just not tapping into if you're not already producing a high ticket offer. Multiply those numbers a little bit further. If you've got a 5,000 person audience, there are 50 people, that's a $100,000 opportunity that's literally sitting there right now. Same thing, you're in a health market. Let's say there's room for a $49.97 offer, 1,000 people in your audience. There are 10 people willing to spend that money. There's a $50,000 opportunity sitting right in front of you. And if your audience is just a little bit bigger, if you've got a 5,000 person market or audience, there's a $250,000 opportunity right here, right now. And last but not least, let's say you're in a financial market, like I know some of us are, and there is a $20,000 max offer opportunity, an audience of just 1,000 people. You do the math, 10 people at $20,000, there's a $200,000 opportunity right now. Or if you've got just a little bit bigger audience, a little bit bigger market, let's say 5,000 people in your market, there's $1 million opportunity that is right here. But it gets even better because there's one final dynamic in the in-up max that I did not share with you. And that is the max is actually not the ceiling. Because in every market, in addition to the max offer, there's also what we call a super max. Now, the Supermax offer is such that in every market, there is a segment of the population that has virtually no price resistance at all. And you can see this, so there's a real estate market that we're looking at just looking at housing and prices of housing. And there are homes at all price points. There are homes for under $100,000. There are homes for $500,000. There are homes for $1 million. There are homes for $5 million. But there's kind of like this general strata. But there's one home in the market that we're looking at right now that just recently came on the market, and it's for sale for $18 million. Now, you might say to yourself, who's going to buy an $18 million home? But the reality is there's a segment of the population in every single market that has no price resistance on whatever you might help people solve in your business. And it's true whether you're selling real estate, whether you're selling advice, whether you're selling relationship advice, it doesn't matter. And I'll give you a few examples of this in action. So remember our friend Caleb, not that long ago, who created that holistic biohacking coaching program? Well, he started having clients saying, what else you got? What else you got? And he decided to create a $25,000 Supermax private VIP package to work directly with him to biohack your way to the perfect health that you want to have. I have a colleague of mine who works with a private physician, and he spends $150,000 a year to work directly with this very well-known private physician to get bespoke healthcare from him. Now, you might be saying, who has the money to spend $150,000 on a doctor? But the reality is there's in every single market, whether you're teaching people how to play guitar or teaching people to have better health, there are people in the market, we call them people with money, PWMs. And these aren't necessarily just millionaires and billionaires. These are people who are willing to spend a disproportionate amount of their income in that area of their life. For some people, it's investing in their health. For other people, it's investing in a hobby. I mean, you probably know someone who's poured, tremendous amounts of money into a hobby that they might love, whether it's collecting old cars or collecting Lego or Pokemon or a musical instrument or whatever it may be. There is an area of life that most people are willing to spend a disproportionate amount of money in that area of their life. People who go and get their nails done, or get their eyebrows done, or get the individual, I don't even know what it's called, where they do the individual eyelashes and eyebrows, and it's like $500 a month for the rest of your life that you're signing up for. I mean, no disrespect to anybody doing that here, but the reality is, you might say, that's crazy. How can you possibly spend money on that area of your life? But there are people who will do that in every market, including yours. In our good friend Garrett's market right here, he has a $100,000 private client group Supermax program. So hopefully the wheels are starting to turn a little bit for what might be possible in your market. Now, some of you are saying, okay, great. I got it. There's probably an opportunity in my market. I haven't maybe figured it out just yet, but now is not the right time. I'm going to wait. There are a whole bunch of myths that I hear people around this saying, like, oh, they come up with all sorts of excuses why now is not the right time. So one of the big myths that I see perpetuated is that I need to have an in and up working before I can get my max offer sorted. In fact, I see this question all the time. What are the cons to starting my online business by going max as my first offer? Well, check it out. You might not be a scientist. You don't need to be Isaac Newton to know what is more difficult when you look at a mountain like this. Is it more difficult using the power of gravity to push a rock uphill, or is it more difficult for the rock to start at the top of the hill, at the summit, and just give it a little bit of a push and roll down the side? Well, if you guessed the second option, you're absolutely right. It's actually more difficult to start with in, then up, then max, than to start with your max high ticket offer. In fact, I learned this and discovered this with the creation and development of my own business. And I'll show you an example of this in action. I actually started with my high ticket offer when I launched the Ask Method company, the company that has brought all of us here together on this training. In fact, Ask Method company, you're probably familiar with it. It's a 6-time Inc. 5000 company, fastest growing company in America. Once again, the way we launched this company, we launched it on the back. Most people think that this company was launched on the back of the book Ask. That was the first thing that we sold. But the reality is that could not be further from the truth. The first thing that we did to launch this business was, step one, we created a max offer. It was a $10,000, what was called a survey funnel intensive at the time, before it was known as the Ask Method, a survey funnel intensive that we sold for $10,000. And you can see right here, 11 buyers. And I think probably one of them was a partner, got in for free or something like that. But you do the math, $100,000. Then we took the contents of this survey funnel intensive and we transformed it into an online digital course. And that online digital course was called this Survey Funnel Formula. That course, you can see the screenshot right here. We sold 10,451 copies of that course, sold it for $197 on average. And $497 on average. And we generated $1.14 million in sales doing that. And then we took the contents of that course and then translated that into the book Ask, which we sold for $10 to $20. So we started with step one, the max, use that to create our up, and then use that to create our in. So the reality is that starting with the max offer in your market is the best path forward. It's the path that I advocate, and there's so many reasons why. So first reason why, if you need credibility in your market, you might not have case studies or success stories. The best way to get credibility is to start with a max offer. What do you think is going to have a more direct impact on your market? Putting your book in people's hands, which they may or may not read, they may or may not pay attention, they may or may not have screaming kids next to them where they're trying to soak in the knowledge that you are imparting to people in your book, or working with them one-on-one directly where you have the most direct influence and impact on their success. Which one do you think is going to have a better chance of getting you case studies? Of course, it's your max offer. Next up, need cash? The best way to fund your business, to fund your in and up, is with your max offer. The best way to fund your business is to take the profit that you generate from your max and reinvest it in the more leveraged, more scalable aspects of your business. You don't have a product right now? You might be saying, I got nothing to sell. The best way to create a product is to start with a max offer. You create a max offer that allows you to make money right away, and then you can translate that product, just like how I showed you we did, into a digital course or into a book by distilling the contents of your max offer into a more leveraged, more scalable offer. Now, the other beautiful thing about this is by starting with the max is it creates a powerful price anchor in your business. When you have a $10,000 workshop, and you juxtapose that against a $500 digital course, the $500 digital course feels what? Incredibly affordable, right? But in a vacuum, $500 might sound like a lot of money. So when you start with a max offer, it allows you to set a price anchor in your business where people have a much higher perceived value of everything else that you sell. And that leads me to sort of myth number 2 around the high ticket paradigm and why now is not the right time. People say, but Ryan, wait, I don't think it's right to charge high prices. I want to start by helping people most in need. And that is a very noble approach. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing. When you start with your max offer and it allows you to generate revenue for your business, profit for your business that you can reinvest into creating the more scalable, lower price products like your up and your in. It also enables you to do well and do good at the same time. In fact, by doing well, it enables you to do good. It enables you to do good in the world. Whatever area of life you are most passionate about, that you want to have the biggest impact on. And I'll show you an example of this. This is some of the things that we do in our business. So I've shared with you, we've been very, very fortunate to do very, very well financially in our business. And there's certain causes that are near and dear to my heart, to my wife's heart, to our family's heart, to our team, to our community's heart. And so we've done things that we've been able to we otherwise would never been able to do if it weren't for the high ticket offers that we have in our business. Like, for example, we support a school in Africa that we built, that we funded, called the Ask Academy. Every year, this school provides an education over 400 young girls and boys in an area of Kenya that would otherwise have no access to education. I mean, these were kids that were walking, in some cases, miles and miles and miles a day, barefoot, to get an education, and stopping their education, and in some cases, the 4th and 5th grade. This school has transformed the lives of 400 to 500 young men and women, young girls and boys, every single year, and will continue to do so deep into the future. We're Kiva.org's, one of Kiva.org's largest partners. In fact, in the last 18 months, we've raised almost $500,000 for entrepreneurs in impoverished communities around the world, places that don't have access to electricity, don't have access to running water, don't have access to the internet, don't have access to all the things that we all just take for granted, right? Like, if you're here right now, you have access to the internet. If you're here right now, chances are you have access to water. There's still people in this world that do not have access to these things. This is insane to me. And so this is our way of making a contribution to eliminate some of that inequity. So by doing well financially, it allows you to do good. You don't have to like sell your soul to the devil in order to make money. You can take that and do well. Money is one of these things that amplifies who you are. And if you're a good person at your core, money will enable you to do more good things. And there's so many things that I don't even talk about. We provide Christmas to, I don't know how many families we provided Christmas for over the years, where we just buy presents for families that they're going through tough times. it's one of the coolest things that we do at the holidays every single year, to be able to do that, deliver bags of Christmas presents to usually a mom, single mom, but sometimes it's parents, single mom who otherwise would not be able to provide Christmas to her kids, and to be able for my kids to be able to participate in that and have a role in that. Doing stuff like that is like what it's all about. I mean, that's what life is all about. Now, the more well you do, the better you do financially in your business, the more good you can do. So the cool things that you've thought, well, maybe someday, maybe I'd love to do this. This creates an opportunity to do all of that and much, much more right now. And that takes me to myth number 3, which is, I hear this all the time, but Ryan, this is great. I love it, but I need to grow my audience first. What if I don't have an audience before getting my max offer sorted? So I'm going to go here and build my audience. And then, someday, maybe I'm going to sell this thing down the road. Here's what I'm going to say. The audience that you need to launch a high ticket offer is much, 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 much smaller than you might think. In fact, the audience that you need is probably sitting right here on this device. It's right here on your phone. It's in your list of contacts. It's the people that you're already connected to on social media. It's the people that are in your address book. It's the people that you've emailed over the years. It's people that you've met from various events and functions that you've seen over the time in your career. In fact, this is exactly what I did when we launched this mastermind. Remember that $59,000 mastermind that we made in 48 hours? I didn't have an email list. I didn't have a business. This predates the ask method. I was selling Orchid ebooks at this time. I didn't have anybody that I knew that would buy something like this. I just reached out to some people that I had met at different events over the years and said, hey, we're doing this thing. Would you be interested? And you can see right there, 59,000 people in less than 48 hours. And here's some of the faces right here. This is the first dinner right here. You can see, I think I'm probably the one behind the camera taking this photo, but you can see this is the group. It wasn't a big group. You can do this. And it doesn't have to be this. It could be anything that you want. It could be digital. It could be online. It doesn't have to be in person. $59,000 in 48 hours. You can start with an audience of less than 100 people. In fact, this is exactly what Justin Donald did. So Justin, high ticket rookie. If you're a rookie, hopefully you can appreciate Justin's story. No online business, nothing. Like he had never done anything like this, but I was just having lunch with him one day and telling him, I'm like, Justin, you got all this expertise, just like you probably do. It's like you have this expertise. I know you've been doing this stuff. I'm like, if you just reach out to the people in your world who know you, who know the expertise that you have and say, hey, I'm doing this one-time thing, the special thing, I think you can get 10 people to sign up. And I said, charge $5,000. I bet you can get 10 people to sign up. You'll make $50,000 and it'll be the jump start to your business. And so he did just that, except starting with no business, no product, no experience. Instead of selling a $5,000 program, he decided to launch an education business with a high ticket offer, reached out to his personal contacts on Gmail, and he decided to sell it for $10,000. And instead of getting 10 people to buy, he got 23 people to buy. He made over $230,000 in less than 24 hours doing a one-day intensive. It was a one-day investing intensive that he put on, and it served to jumpstart his entire business. It was the seed money for everything else that he's been able to build since then. And that takes me to myth number 3, which is thinking that you need to take time to build your high ticket product before you begin selling it. Here's the dirty little secret. And this is something that Justin did. This is something that I've done my entire career. Before you create your product, you want to pre-sell your offer before you build it. In fact, write that down. You want to pre-sell your offer before you build it. Everybody's saying, wait, what? That's insane. Like, if I don't have the thing, like, is anybody going to buy? The answer is yes. And it all has to do with the way in which you position the offer. So when we created this $10,000 survey funnel intensive, we pre-sold this. This did not exist. I sold tickets. And then after, and only after I sold the tickets, did I create the curriculum? Did I create the content for this? That $5,000 mastermind, we sold it. The only thing we had was a location, Las Vegas. That's it. Once we started selling tickets, I booked the room. I started making all the logistical arrangements, getting the catering, getting the food going, pre-sold this thing. Same thing, even our Ask Business Coaching program, which we originally launched at a $15,000 price point, we pre-sold this before it even existed. And that's what every single one of these examples that we've looked at here today has followed the same approach, pre-selling the offer. And that takes us to mistake number 3, which is the perception that selling high ticket is hard. Now, it's natural, right? You think, well, okay, If it's this hard to get someone to spend like $50, it's got to be like 100 times harder to get someone to spend $5,000. But there's, again, one of these weird inverse laws of the universe, which I can't explain it. I don't know why it's true. But the reality is that is false. It's a myth. And I see people make all sorts of mistakes when it comes to selling high ticket. People will create a situation where they don't get a way to create a consistent flow of qualified leads for their high ticket offer. They'll waste time with high maintenance leads. Like there are a lot of high maintenance people in the world. You might know some of them, right? You're thinking to yourself, I don't want to work with these people who simply can't afford or aren't a fit for your high ticket offer. Create a sales process that requires a ton of multiple back and forth conversations over phone, where it's just like this never ending ongoing sales process. It's so complicated and long. Create a process that requires a ton of unpaid one-on-one work in which doesn't scale. This is a huge mistake where people do a lot of work for free. Don't be in that camp. So what we're looking at right here, left and right, two different images. On the left-hand side, we have a typical low ticket funnel. This is a typical low ticket funnel in our business. On the right-hand side, this is a typical high ticket funnel. Now, there's a little known fact in the world, and I'll let you in on this little secret right now. Selling high ticket is actually easier than selling low ticket. That's right. You think, how could that possibly be true? But the reality is selling high ticket is actually easier than selling low ticket. In fact, there's this meme that I saw recently that made me laugh. And anybody who's had experience with this, you're probably going to nod your head and say, yeah, I had this happen to me too. Check it out. $500 client. I just feel as though with this investment I'm about to make with you that we should understand how our lives are about to change, and I need results and you can bring them. I'm entrusting you with our livelihood and our lives. In contrast, $50,000 client, money sent, thanks. And this has been my experience as well. And I don't know what it is, but when you get into the high ticket realm of your market, you just start working with people that are lower maintenance, people who realize the value of money versus time. So they're not time wasters. They just want to get a result. And oftentimes they're going to be your best clients that you get to work with. Clients that not only get results and are successful, but clients that you love working with as well. Now, in order to find these clients, of course, the secret is having the right sales process. You got to have the right sales process. And the secret here is something that we call a high ticket funnel using the Sparta application process. Now, the Sparta application process, we don't have time to go into all the detail behind it, but what you're doing is you're flipping the sales dynamic on its head. In much of the same way that if you've ever thought about the fact that when you apply to college, or maybe you've got, kids that are at that age, or maybe your kids have gone through that, or you've got, someone in your life, whether it's yourself or someone that went through the college application process. Think about this for a minute. You are begging the college to allow you to write them a check every single year for $40 or $50 or $60 or $70,000 or more. Like, you are applying, you're saying, please, will you accept me so I can pay you all this money? Now, when you think about that, it's a very powerful dynamic, because what happens once you are accepted by that college? What happens once you get in? You dang well want to get it, right? You want to get yourself in. So the application process flips the sales dynamic on its head. And when done right and done respectfully, because it needs to be done with respect, but when done well and done right, it can completely transform your entire business. It allows you to select for clients that are a good fit to work with you, good personality fits that are a good match for you, not just clients that have the cash. So you're able to attract not only clients that are able to pay, but are a great fit and an enjoyable client experience as well. So I'll give you a few examples of what this looks like in action. This is, you can see here, client in the parenting space, Ayelet, who created a high ticket offer, high ticket sales funnel, high ticket sales process using some of what we're talking about here today. You can see right here, so far 2 sales following the framework for a high ticket offer in the beta round. Just made first high ticket sale on the high ticket offer, largest single sale I've ever made. I am pumped. I'll give you another example. This is Deirdre Fay. She is in the relationship space. So she helps couples in their relationship, and she's a therapist. And you can see right here, oh my gosh, just got off a Zoom where I made my first high ticket offer, 6-month program at $6,000. While on it, it's just like you said, Ryan, people are filling out the application, paying the $100 fee, grabbing the calendar times. I had that once before for a $1,700 program, not for $6,000, most expensive program I've ever charged in my life. I'll give you another example. Speaking of college admissions, it's kind of been on the map. This is Dan Euland. Recently just posted in our community of his business that's just exploding right now. He created a high ticket offer, high ticket sales process, high ticket funnel, working with myself and our team, and for Elite Student Coach, where he coaches high school students who are aspiring to get into some of the top schools, top colleges or universities in the country and in the world. You can see right here, thank you. Just sending a nice thank you note in our community recently. Just closed another $30,000 mentorship program deal. Couldn't have brought in what's now $110,000 in high ticket sales in just the last 90 days without the wisdom and encouragement of yours truly and Dan's coach Joy and the amazing members of the Ask team. So whether you are in the college admissions market, you're in the relationship market, you're in the parenting market, this is a process that works. But that takes us to the fourth big mistake that people make, which is creating the wrong offer. Now, of course, it's not just about selling anything. Like, you've got to sell the right thing to get people like fired up and excited. Remember, there are a few ingredients, and I teased what they are a little bit earlier in order to be successful. In fact, there are 6 ingredients, and I want to encourage you to write these down. So 6 key ingredients when it comes to your high ticket offer. The first 3 of these ingredients are all about your customer. They're all designed for your customer. So there's 2 sides to the equation. You've got to create an offer that's right for your customer, and it's also right for you. Now, these ingredients must create what we call desire and demand. Desire and demand for your customer. And the 3 ingredients are, it must be something that expedites their results, it must be something that is exclusive to a limited number of people, and it must be a unique experience. You've heard, right, that people more and more increasingly are valuing experience over things, over stuff. Now, yes, we all want nice stuff, but more and more people want the experience that they can take with them. So we call these the 3 E's. It must expedite their results, so faster, easier results. It must be exclusive, limited number of people, and it must be a unique experience that is something that they can't get anywhere else. Now, for you, you also need 3 ingredients. Now, these 3 ingredients are must-haves to create passion and profit in your life. So you want something that's going to fuel your soul, get you excited, waking up every morning, and also fill your bank account. So in order for this to be a fit, not only for your customer, but for you, you need the 3 S's. It must be simple, scalable, and stress-free. In other words, it must be simple enough that you can repeat it. It must be something that doesn't cause you to tear your hair out, where you're just over-delivering beyond belief and burning yourself out. It must be scalable, meaning that you can do it not just for one person, but you can do it for many people. So it's not a bespoke, customized offer that is different for every person that you work with. And it must be stress-free. Do I look like I'm stressed right now? I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. I'm in the beautiful foothills of Vermont, living a great life right now. And it's all because of the high ticket offers that I have in my business that have provided this lifestyle. So when you add it all up together, the mistakes that you've got to avoid are, number 1, you've got to avoid complicating the offer. Remember, keep it simple. It could be as simple as delivering via Zoom from a room in your home or an Airbnb that you're staying at, which is where I'm at right now. I literally have my laptop that I've taken with me. I've got an internet connection. I could be doing this anywhere in the world. I could be in Bali right now. I could be in Vermont. I could be in Texas. I could be anywhere in the world. The second big mistake that you've got to watch out for is customizing. And I hinted at this before. Remember, to make it scalable, one-on-one can be scalable, by the way, done right. So for those of you saying, like, do I need to do a group program? Like, no, it can be one-on-one, can be scalable, but you've got to do it right. You do not need a huge team. You absolutely do not need a huge team. You can DIY this. You can literally do this yourself. You can do it yourself with a virtual assistant. Like, you could keep it very scalable, very simple without a huge team. But the key here, the secret, is to productize your expertise. Productize your expertise. And what that means is you've got to shift the paradigm where people are not buying you. They're buying the result that you deliver. Just think about that for a minute. People are not buying you. They're buying the result that you deliver for them, where you effectively become irrelevant. And last but not least, in our 3 mistakes when it comes to creating the right offer is compromising. People compromise all the time. And what I mean by that, you want to make it stress-free for you. So the question to ask yourself, and I'd encourage you to write this down in whatever place you're taking your notes now. What are the non-negotiables in your life? What are the non-negotiables? What are the things that you're just not willing to budge on? You're not willing to make a compromise on. For me, one of the things is I want to be able to do it from anywhere in the world. I want to be able to do it from my home. I want to be able to do it where I travel. I don't want to have to, be tied to any one location. I've been able to live and travel all over the world and do all sorts of cool things with my family. So when you have a life like this is a recent trip that we did, hiking that we did. You can see my 2 kiddos, my wife, Tylene. This is us and our little 5-pound Chihuahua, the terrorizing animal that she is. You have something that is simple, scalable, and stress-free for you, and is something that creates desire and demand for your clients. It is something that is expedites, that is exclusive and provides a unique experience. Well, you have all the key ingredients. You've got the perfect storm, the 6 ingredients, something that is expedite, exclusive, and experience that creates in simple and scalable and stress-free. Desire and demand for your customer, passion and profit for you and your family. This is it. Like if you're going to screenshot a slide right now, this is the one to screenshot, because this is what you're building. And this is what we help our clients with. This is like what we do, is help you create a simple, scalable, stress-free, high-ticket offer that creates desire and demand for your customer and allows you to live a life with passion and profit for yourself and for your family. Now, when you're thinking about what this might be, so here's some of the candidates. Now, this is not an exhaustive list, but what I want to invite you to do is just like brainstorm and write down one idea that you have right now for what it might be. So it could be a one-time mastermind, like the thing that I did in Las Vegas many years ago. It could be an ongoing mastermind where people meet on a regular, ongoing basis. It could be a group coaching program. Maybe you work with a small group of people over time. It could be a private client program. Maybe you want to work one-on-one with a small hand-select group of people. It could be one-on-one consulting that you do. It could be a client VIP day. Client flies to you or you fly to the client, you spend a day with them, and then you part ways and say goodbye. It could be a live workshop, whether it's in person or virtual. It could be an intensive or a boot camp, like a real get it done type experience. It could be a DFY program, a done for you program, where people pay you an amount of money and you do something for them. You set up their website, you set up their technology, you set up their finances for them, you DFY their investment portfolio. So it could be a DFY done for you program. It could be a certification program. You could certify people in your methodology. Maybe you've got a framework, maybe you've got a process, and you can certify people in what that is. It could be an experiential retreat. Take people to Bali, take them on a trip, take them somewhere. I mean, people still feel, like they've got that travel bug, that itch to see different parts of the world. Well, create an experiential retreat. It could be a guided excursion, a trip, a tour. Maybe there's some learning that's happening while you're in a really cool location. It's a great way to fund your own travel. Maybe there's a place that you want to travel to. Well, you can take your clients to that place, and your travel, your trip becomes a business expense, and you get to see all sorts of cool parts of the world. Or it could be a hybrid of all the above. Maybe you want to pull some ingredients from a few different places and create your own custom dish that you are serving, or something else completely different. Like there are really no rules or restrictions when it comes to your high ticket offer candidate. The question I'd love for you to think about right now, and even just inside the chat, just share the Q&A, share just an idea that comes to mind to you. What type of high ticket offer might be right for you in your business? Like what comes to mind? Like, is there one that you're, that's really speaking to you right now? Is there one that you're drawn to? Is there one that your heart is pulled toward? Is there one that, as you close your eyes right now and you think about your future for yourself, you see, I could see this in my future. What are one or two of the things that come up? Yeah. Alan says a retreat. Shannon says a group coaching or private client program. Loretta says a retreat. Chris says all of those offers. Kim, intensive training. Dennis, sales coaching. Joyce is a 2-day VIP retreat, already thinking about her pricing, $12,000. Writer's workshop, great. Chris, a done for you business growth, cool. Joanna, a holiday survival boot camp. Rob, a retreats. Carl, one-on-one coaching. Ronald, a workshop, cool. Esther, wellness in Hawaii. Sounds great, sounds good to me. Earl, group coaching or mastermind. Alexandra, love to do group coaching and private one-on-one, beautiful. Adrian, sell high ticket, PEMF mats. Brocha, retreats. Dr. Joseph, a boot camp. Cool. Monica, agree, all of them. Eric, a hybrid of certification and mastermind. Cool. So you can put your spin on this. That's the cool part about this, is you can put your spin on it. And the cool thing about a high ticket offer, which is really, really difficult to do when you're putting something out that's mass market, is you can pivot really easily. Like if you don't get it right out of the gate, you can change it a little bit. Like you work with a few clients and you realize, you know what, I gotta tweak it a little bit. The way this is structured is not quite working. You can shift it. It's easy. When you're in a small little boat in the middle of a lake and you're changing direction, it's easy. You just move your paddle a little bit and you can change direction. If you're in a big giant cruise liner or cargo ship in the middle of the ocean, changing direction is a lot of work. So starting with just a few clients like this actually works to your advantage. Now that takes us to the fifth big mistake that I want to talk about here today, which is charging the wrong price. So I saw a few kind of stabs at pricing and what it might be. We've looked at different pricing, right? We looked at like the hobby market pricing, $29.97, health market pricing, $4,500, a financial market, $18,000. I've sold everything from $10,000, $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 or more. People make the mistake of charging too much and then nobody buys. People make the mistake of charging too little and people become skeptical. Like, why are you charging so little? There must be something wrong with it. You've probably had that experience in your life, right? Where you buy something and you're like, what's the catch? Why is this so cheap? There's going to be something wrong with that. Now, the secret, though, is this model that's been so impactful for me, and it kind of helps you make this decision in a big way. It's called the Livingston value equation. And the Livingston value equation is a way to really come up with the perfect price for you and your market. And it's a function of a few different things. It's a function of the value that you're providing for people. In other words, what is the value you are providing to people in your offer, in your business? And what is the price relative to that? What are the chances that someone is going to be successful using your product? And what is the price relative to that? So you take a few of these variables, you incorporate them, and it really kind of gives you some really tight guidance on what your pricing should be. Now, I'll give you a hint, and this is worth writing down. You want to be offering at least 10x value relative to the price that you are charging for your high ticket offer. 10x value relative to the price that you are charging for your offer. So keep that in mind. All right, so the question is, well, what happens when you combine everything that we've started talking about here? When you've got the right sales process, you've combined the right offer with the right price. Well, let's take a look at some of these success stories, these case studies that I shared with you a little bit earlier. So we've looked at a few of these, but hopefully you'll be able to see them now in maybe a new light, in a new perspective. So remember Will Hamilton. He's the guy in the tennis market, previously sold a product for $47, reached out to a small email list and sold 14 people on a $10,000 weekend. He was so dubious, so doubtful, so skeptical that these people existed in his world. He said, I don't know anybody in my world. I sell $47 tennis training, and there's so much free information online on how to become better at tennis. There's no way people are going to spend $10,000 to learn tennis over the course of a weekend. 14 people, $140,000. Similar story with Charlie Wallace, guitar market. His one product that he was selling in his business was a $47 a month membership. He said, people become so accustomed to $47. This is it. Reached out to his email list, sold 8 people on a $12,000 mastermind, $96,000. Giacomo Freddy, same story, €199 Facebook course, reached out to his list, $5,200 for his coaching program, $250,000. Literally launched a high ticket offer, made $250,000. And he was so mad, not because of the results, but because of the fact that he should have done it so much earlier. He was kicking himself saying, why did I wait so darn long to actually launch this thing? Morgan, who just was way undervaluing herself. I see this happen all the time. By the way, this is, I don't want this to come across as a sexist comment. I see so many women that I work with, that we work with as a company, that just don't value what it is that they deliver. Men too, we all do this, but just women especially. And Morgan, just one of these amazing people, so much talent, so much skill. She was charging $250 a month for what it is that what she was offering. And I said, Morgan, you are so undercharging. You're worth so much more than that. And look, sometimes you just need someone in your corner to tell you that, right? Sometimes you just need someone in your corner saying, you're way undercharging. You could charge so much more than that, just to give you that confidence boost that you could charge more. So she made a few shifts in her business, reached out to her email list, and she sold a $17,000 package to 4 people. It changed her life. She literally went from charging a $250 per person monthly retainer. And again, we went through the calculator exercise and looked at how many people do you need to be selling at $250 to get to your goals. I mean, we got to get 400 of these people, or we can get 4 clients. 4 clients. And the way the math worked out, almost exactly as you see it right here. 4 people signed up, $17,500. She made over $70,000 in less than 2 weeks, and she hasn't looked back since. Alexis, as I mentioned, in the artist market, same thing. Couldn't believe it. She said, I sell to artists. People are not going to spend this kind of money in my market. I said, try it. I gave her the copy, I gave her the pages, gave her the frameworks, gave her the sales process, gave her the coaching around it. I said, try this and see what happens. She was selling a $499 course, reach out to her list. She got 2 people to pay her $10K right out of the gate. Wasn't even optimized, wasn't even refined or anything. $20,000 in less than 24 hours. And again, Justin, I've shared his story already. No business, no product, no experience. Just reached out to his personal email list. Like he didn't have MailChimp. He just went to Gmail and just like started going through his address book and it's like, oh, I can send this guy an email. I can send this person an email. 23 people at $10,000 signed up, $230,000 in less than 24 hours. So the secret is this. The secret is you combine the right offer with the right price with the right sales process, and that's it. Now, what we talked about here today, what I've given you is the blueprint. This is it. Like we've covered a lot of ground in the time that we've had, but I get it. You might have some questions, like, for example, what type of offer makes sense for your market? We kind of looked at the menu of options, but which one is right for you? How do you know what to include in your offer? So yeah, you're doing a mastermind or you're doing a boot camp or you're doing an intensive. What gets included? Like, how do you decide what they get and what they don't get? How do you know what to charge in your market? How do you package your offer so it's worth that high ticket price? Remember, it's got to be worth at least 10 times what you are charging for it. So how do you create that value? You package it up. If you're doing an event, some of you doing an event, a boot camp, should it be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? Should your program be 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? Should it be short-term, long-term, fixed-term, open-ended? All these questions. How much direct access to you is too little or too much? How do you create something that's simple, scalable, and stress-free, and is still desirable to buyers? Yeah, what you want to sell people is pay me a lot of money and I'm not going to do any work at all, but people aren't going to buy that. So you've got to find the balance. Where's that sweet spot? Right in the middle. How do you overcome high ticket objections like time and money that people might have? How do you talk about your offer and not feel guilty for asking so much? What should your funnel look like? So what are those steps? What conversion rates should you be aiming for? What should your sales success rate be? And I'll give you a hint. It shouldn't be 100%. If you're doing it 100%, you're doing things wrong. You're actually not charging enough money and you're not filtering enough people through your process. Where do you find leads who can afford your offer? Remember, we're looking for those max buyers, not everybody. We're looking for those max buyers in your market and more. Well, you've got 2 options. So option number 1, you can take everything that we've covered here today, the notes that you've taken, you can take this, run with it, go ahead and implement this on your own. Or if you're interested, I want to introduce you to a special limited opportunity, an invitation that I promised at the beginning of this training. I said there'd be an invitation to work more closely with myself, work more closely with our team, just like every single one of the individuals that you've heard about here today chose to do to get the results that you've seen here today. And that is to join us at a very limited small group opportunity in the form of a high ticket bootcamp. This is a 3-day live virtual experience where we work together to create, launch, and build your very own high ticket offer and funnel in the course of 3 days so that you can have a launch just like the ones that you've heard me share the experience of moments ago. Now, for those of you wondering, what is this high ticket bootcamp? How does it work? What do you get access to? When is it happening? What are the bonuses? Let me take a moment to talk a little bit about everything that we're going to be covering when we work together, beginning with what we're going to be doing together on day 1. So the first day of this process is a process whereby we work together to create your high ticket offer. In fact, we are going to craft, create, and come up with your max or even super max, depending on where you're at right now, offer in your business step by step. One that creates a ton of desire and demand, and one that is simple, scalable, and stress-free for you. We're going to cover how to decide what type of high ticket offer is right for you, whether you should do a mastermind, a coaching, a workshop, or maybe a hybrid offer. We're going to cover how to structure your deliverables to both delight your customers without making you a basket case. This is not about making you go insane. This is about a lifestyle business for yourself that you love the life that you live. We're going to cover what must-have deliverables that you absolutely need to include in your offer, and then the landmine deliverables that you absolutely must not include, the things that you want to actually avoid doing. We're going to cover and go into detail around things like timing and duration and frequency of elements and all the gotchas to watch out for. I've made so many mistakes in the last 10 years that I've been doing this, things that sound good on paper, but you absolutely do not want to do. So I'm going to make sure you steer away from those mistakes and those landmines. And if you're selling a lower price product right now, how to turn that and transform that product into a high ticket offer and more. If you've got a high ticket offer, we're going to cover how to tweak it. Maybe you've got an offer right now, but it is stressful for you. It feels like it's a lot of work. You're not getting traction. It's not creating momentum in your life. Well, we're going to cover how to tweak it to make it simple, scalable, and stress-free. I actually did this myself in my business about 6 or so years ago, where I had a high ticket offer that was stressful, and we pivoted. We actually made a big shift, and it was one of the best things that ever happened in our business. So if you're in that situation right now where you've got something and it's just not quite working, I'm going to show you how you make those transitions, how you make those tweaks, and how you make the tweaks in a phased approach. You might not necessarily need to do all the tweaks all at once. If you're doing one-on-one client work right now, how to transition from one-on-one work to a leveraged group program. So if you're like, you're doing one-on-one work, but you want to shift to do like a small group work. For many people, it's a very, very difficult transition if you don't have the right process. I've also made that transition. I started early in my career doing one-on-one client work and then shifted that to a group program that's now grown to hundreds of people. So I can sympathize with that. I can empathize with that. I know exactly what that process is like to make that transition. And we've worked with now dozens of clients to help make that shift as well. Also, you can help more people and make more money without working more hours. How to figure out the real deep pain points that people will spend high ticket money to solve. This is important. You can't just create a high ticket offer on anything. It's got to be a big, specific problem that people desperately need help to solve. And we're going to help you uncover what that problem is in your market. What bonuses to include in your offer and the time frame to offer your incentives, how to price your offer and figure out exactly what to charge using that Livingston value equation that we talked about. We're going to cover things like payment plans and installments and renewals and bonuses and incentives and all the things around like how you're structuring your offer and much, much more. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, what about the funnel for getting qualified leads to sign up for your high ticket offer? Well, that's what we cover in day 2. So day 2, we're actually going to be building out your entire high ticket funnel together. That's what day 2 is all about. We're actually going to create, design, and build your high ticket funnel in person together step by step. We're going to cover how to launch your high ticket offer to your audience and generate immediate sales. So remember all the examples that we shared, like the one thing that they all have in common is immediate momentum. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. If you desire, you might say, I'm going to wait. That's fine too. But we're going to cover how to get immediate sales step by step, how to pre-sell your offer before you build it using that Sparta application process, how to warm up your audience to build interest, get feedback, and make your high ticket offer the perfect fit for your audience and more, how to start without testimonials. I know that's a big one. Some of you might be saying, but I don't have any proof. We're going to cover what to do if you don't have any proof, what to do if you don't have any client results for your program. This is a common thing. I was in this exact same situation myself. Many of our clients are in that exact same situation. So if you don't have the results, we have a process for launching without that social proof. And if you're already selling high ticket programs, how to scale your income by going from one-on-one personal selling to have an ongoing high converting online funnel. So you can get yourself out of that trap and much, much more. Now, I know you might be asking yourself, okay, great. I've got all these leads for my high ticket offer. How do I convert those leads into sales? Like, how do I get people to give me money and get them over the finish line and convert them into buyers? Well, that's what we cover in day 3. How to close high ticket sales step by step. And this is basically, we're opening the book on the entire selling process that we use in our company, that I've used, that I've developed, that we've really fine-tuned and refined over the better part of the past decade. In fact, we're going to cover how to close high ticket sales, whether you are closing over the phone, over email, or even text step by step. What's crazy nowadays is you don't even need to talk to people. So what's cool is you can actually close high ticket phones right there with your cell phone. Get practice and real-time feedback going through the process together. So one of the things that I found is that by actually getting some real-time experience with the help of people who have a tremendous depth of expertise is critical. So you can practice in a safe environment and then roll it out in the real world. So we're going to cover how to control conversations, how to guide conversations, how to steer conversations if they ever get off track, how to overcome a lead sticker shock for spending so much on a product, how to stick to your guns and charge what you're worth without getting cold feet and discounting to a lower amount. This is a big thing I see people make, a mistake that they make where they get scared and like, I'm gonna charge less money. What to do if you struggle to ask people to pay you, how to overcome the biggest sales objections, including things like, I don't have enough time, I can't afford it, my business partner, or my wife, or my husband, or my girlfriend, or my fiance, or my boyfriend, or my partner just can't get around this. We're going to cover all those objections, how to overcome them, and more. Now you might be wondering, okay, so how much is this going to cost? Well, consider this. Before we talk about the price of tuition to join me and us at this one-time special limited event, I want to talk a little bit about the bonuses that you're going to get access to when you move forward now live on this call. So bonus number one is what we call our irresistible offer blueprint. Now, if you've got no offer right now, no problem, because we're going to cover how to create a high value, low stress, high ticket offer that's so good it gets people to begging to buy from you. In fact, we've boiled this down to a science, so much so that there is a blueprint that is simple as filling out a few boxes and you will have your offer ready to go. We're going to cover how to create a high ticket offer that's both a win for you and your customers, how to ensure your high ticket offer is the right business structure for you. This is important. Do you want an agency? Do you want group coaching? Do you want a consulting business? How do you want to be positioning your business? How to come up with that offer, with what to offer, even if you're having trouble coming up with your high ticket idea, what to include in your offer to justify the price, including how consumers of high ticket products expect different things than those who are buying low and mid ticket products. There's a different buyer psychology that you need to be tapping into. How to package your offer so that's not just done for you, but rather done with you if you want to make that shift or that transition, and how to create a highly valuable offer that does not include any done for you at all. I'm going to show you how to structure an offer that's high ticket and high service without high overhead. And I'm going to show you how to transform your calendar from looking like something like this, which makes you want to throw up, to something like this, filled with free days, free time, and freedom. This is what it's all about, to live the life that's important to you and at the same time, deliver incredible results for your clients. This is going to cover how to structure your offer so that you don't feel stuck serving your clients for a month without getting paid for a long time. So last thing that you want to do is deliver a whole bunch of stuff and then not get paid for a while. How to structure your program in such a way that you can hand off the program delivery to someone else. Maybe you want to have a sub coach or a subcontractor or a team of people that are doing the work so that you don't have to be tied into that. And maybe you want to do that now. Maybe you want to do that in the future. How to decide if your high ticket offer is more about coaching mindset and helping people see that they can do it, or if it's a step-by-step method to follow. So there's sort of these forks in the road that you need to make decisions around, because you can't be all the things to all the people. You need to decide what's right for you and what's right for your market. In this blueprint, you're going to discover how to create the structure, especially in personal growth niches, so that it doesn't become a therapy group. I know that's a comment I get all the time. The best way to run a high ticket offer when you're only serving a handful of people in the beginning. So if you're starting small, what to do if you're worried about having a community portion. Maybe you're like, I don't want a community. I'm an introvert. I want to keep things simple and small. Great. How to keep it to just a few people, how to position the services that you have to make it worth that high ticket price, and what to do if right now you've got a limiting belief around your own pricing and you're thinking, I don't think I can break through this price ceiling. If you've been waiting around for a while, we're going to cover how to vastly elevate, if you've been around for a while, we're going to cover how to vastly elevate your price. So this is the thing that I see all the time. People are afraid to raise their price. I'm going to show you how to do it in a very risk-free way, whereby you can honor your existing clients and incrementally raise the price to them and have new pricing to your new customers coming in. And it allows you to raise your average price gradually over time. What to do if you've been selling at a lower price point for years and you're not confident your community will accept a 10x jump in price. How to articulate the transformation that you deliver in an elegant way so that people feel it's possible and what's possible for them and that it's achievable for them, and more. How to make sure your clients get the promised results that you deliver without going overboard on your delivery. How to structure your offer so it never becomes outdated, an evergreen offer that you can offer now and years into the future. Assign value to your program elements. So how to figure out, like, what are each of the elements worth and what value do you ascribe to each of them. How to ethically price your offer, even if you don't yet have a proven product and you haven't yet delivered on your solution, and much, much more. What to do if you're not sure you've got enough information to provide the value that needs to go along with a high ticket offer. How to articulate your features and benefits, structure your guarantee, what to provide as bonuses, naming your offer, and much, much more. The value of this blueprint alone, this is something that we've spent basically the better part of the last decade developing. Again, it's come down to a science. It's why we have home run after home run in our business. Basically, every offer that we come out into the market with either sells out or just exceeds sales goals. And the reason for that is this blueprint right here. I'm going to hand this blueprint to you on a silver platter, and we're going to work through it together step by step. The value of this bonus alone is a $3,200 value. You get access to this for free when you move forward. But it gets even better with bonus number 2, the ultimate high ticket funnel template. If you've got no clients, no problem. This is the ultimate high ticket funnel for 2022 and beyond, already pre-built for you. That's right. We are going to hook you up with your very own pre-built high ticket funnel template based on the best performing high ticket funnel in our business that's working right now today. It's working better than anything else in the market. For us, this is a brand new template. We've never made this available before to the public. It's something that we're making exclusively available to attendees of this high ticket bootcamp. So keep that in mind. It's completely pre-built, pre-designed. High ticket funnel will be preloaded into your very own Bucket 2.0 account. If you don't have a Bucket 2.0 account, we're going to give you access to a free trial of the account. And again, the account is priced in such a way that, gosh, you get one high ticket sale and you paid for like your lifetime use of the software. If you don't already have an account, we'll set you up 30 days access to an unlimited account for free. With this template, all you need to do is change the colors, make a few copy tweaks, which we're going to be doing together at the bootcamp, and you are done. So it just takes all of that tech off your plate and makes it super simple for you. And by the way, if you're not techie, you're going to love having this completely pre-built for you in your account. Everything from your funnel pages to your Sparta application questions, it's all pre-built. It's all pre-created and preloaded into your account. So we've just taken all the tech off your plate. The amount of time and effort and energy and money and guesswork that this will save you from having to build this is priceless. In fact, you'll be able to use this funnel while the bootcamp is still happening. And this has happened to us before. We've done this bootcamp a few years ago, and we have actually had people generate leads and even sales before the bootcamp is over. Yeah, that's right. They literally generated high ticket sales before the bootcamp was even over. I shared an example. I shared Alexis in and her story. She, again, put it into practice at lunch and was literally before the bootcamp was over, generated over $20,000 in sales. So that's how easy this template makes things. It's a $2,400 value. You get access to this for free. We've really taken it up a notch by giving you access not only to the strategy, but to the actual template itself. So that's bonus number 2. Bonus number 3 is the entire ultimate high ticket selling system. So if you've got no experience selling high ticket, or maybe you want to brush up or improve your skills, get the actual internal foolproof system that we use to close high ticket sales, including the actual high ticket sales scripts, tracking sheets, objection busting checklists, and more. We have made this so simple that you can literally just follow the instructions in front of you and you will close sales by just following the steps. How to close high ticket sales over the phone, text, or email using easy to use scripts, call flow templates, literally swipe and deploy. This is the exact framework that we use to close sales ranging from $2,500 to $100,000 or more in our business. The exact lines and language to use in each and every situation. Having a script like this makes it easy to handle questions that come up. Like it's all easy when it goes according to plan, but what happens when someone asks you a question and throws you a curveball? Well, if you get scared or makes you nervous, you sometimes struggle to get the words out of your mouth, you're going to have this tool to be able to fall back on that makes it super simple. How to explain your offer so that's differentiated, from what your peers or competitors might be offering, how to talk, write, and sell an emotion-driven audience that maybe doesn't come across as selling. Maybe you sell to a softer audience and you want to make sure that your approach is much more nurturing. We're going to cover that as well. This system has taken us 10 years to develop and has been responsible for over $10 million in profit. As I mentioned, we're going to hand it to you on a silver platter. How to be caring and sincere how to be both caring and sincere so that you're actually thinking about your potential clients' needs on the call. Filter out people before you even attempt and increase answered calls and conversions. How to follow the system to find and train other people to handle all your sales calls for you. We're going to cover that as well, and much, much more. The value of this is over $10,000. You get access to this for free. So how much is this going to cost? Well, consider this. I've shared some examples with you, but you've hopefully already seen the value in this, where, one high ticket launch, $140,000, attending this boot camp and following this process, $96,000, doing one high ticket offer, 246,000 euros, $70,000 in 14 days, $20,000 in less than 24 hours, $230,000 in less than 24 hours. Well, how much is it going to cost? Well, I've already shared with you the cost to work with me privately. I've been charging $5,000 an hour going back to 2014. That's been my rate. I've kept it at that number. That's what I've charged when I do any one-on-one work. That's my rate. It's $5,000 an hour. If you wanted to hire me directly, it would be 25 hours, which would cost $125,000. But the good news is this bootcamp experience is not $125,000 to work with me and my team to implement all of this in your business. It's not even $25,000. It's not even $10,000. In fact, you can get access to everything that you've heard me share with you here today. Over $15,000 in bonuses, including no offer, no problem, the irresistible high ticket offer blueprint that you can use, not just for this high ticket offer, but any offer that you create in your business, a $3,200 value. No clients, no problem, the ultimate high ticket funnel template, a $2,400 value, all done for you. No experience, no problem, the entire high ticket selling system, a $10,000 value, total value of over $25,000. Forget this, just 3 payments of $999, or you can save $500 by making 1 payment of $24.99. In other words, this is structured in such a way that you get 1 sale. If you just get 1 high ticket sale, that's it, at $2,500, it can more than cover your entire investment in this program. The High Ticket Bootcamp, a one-time opportunity to work with me and our team to implement all this yourself. Now, I know some of you are saying, Ryan, this sounds great, but how and where do I actually find, attract, and generate these high ticket clients in my market? Where do I find these people with money? Well, I've got one more bonus for you, and that's this. This one is a fast action super bonus. This one here is as follows. This fast action super bonus, something that we're revealing for the first time ever, is our secret high ticket client getting playbook. In this bonus, we're going to go beyond just selling to your existing warm audience who's already familiar with your work. You're going to discover where to get leads by attracting a cold audience, moving people along to purchase your high ticket offer, and how to systematize the process. You're going to discover how and where to find leads who have the ability to pay for your high ticket offer. So where are these people? What traffic sources work best? Which traffic sources are a waste of time and money? And there's some surprises in there. You're going to see how we target high ticket buyers in Facebook. It's specific messaging that you want to have in place that attracts a certain type of people and deters everybody else. How to identify their habits, their interests, where they congregate, what their problems are. You're going to get all of our best performing ads for attracting high ticket clients. You're going to see what we do to warm prospects up, prospective clients up with email. You're going to get our exact email sequences. In fact, this is our entire internal playbook that we use to attract and generate a constant, steady stream of high ticket leads, and how we convert those leads into paying clients step by step. You get access to this entire system for free when you move forward here today. You're going to discover how to create a steady pipeline of ideal clients who are happy to pay increasingly higher prices. You'll discover how to find the right clients for you if your ideal client avatar isn't a fit. You'll discover how to present your high ticket as an upsell to other offerings. So maybe you sell something else right now and get people to upgrade into your offer. You're going to see how to differentiate yourself from other high ticket sellers in your market. So what makes you different and unique? The exact copy to use so you don't sound like all the other transformational blah, blah, blah that's online and more. Now, remember the story I shared with you of Morgan and her experience. So Morgan, she was charging $250 a month. 4 people on a $17,000 package, completely changed her life. Well, let's do a quick update on where she is right now in her business. So high ticket rookie, followed this process, worked with our team, worked with me to implement this in her business, $17,000 in less than 2 weeks. Then in her first year of applying this, she made over $556,000. And then today, and she just posted this recently in our community, she's now making over $100,000 a month with this high ticket offer. She literally attended the boot camp, followed the process, lather, rinse, repeat. When you move forward here today, you get access to this entire high ticket client getting playbook as a fast action super bonus. When you move forward live, this is a $15,000 value that you get access to for free. Again, you get access to all of our high ticket ads, emails, high ticket copy, landing pages, follow-up sequence, what's working right now for us in 2022. You're going to get our entire secret playbook that we use to, again, find, attract, and generate a constant and steady stream of high ticket leads and how we convert those leads into clients step by step. Now, you might be saying, why am I doing this? Like, why am I giving away the farm? Why am I giving you everything possible to get results? Well, my goal is simple. I want to generate success stories, and I want you to be the next great success story. I want your face to be on this slide the next time I'm telling the story, just like Will and Alexis and Giacomo and Janine and Charlie and Morgan and Justin. Now, the catch is this. I did mention that this is a limited opportunity. Spots are limited, and surprise, surprise, this is by application only. And the applications are being reviewed and considered on a first come, first serve basis. Now, the good news is, even if you're not sure if this is right for you, you can apply right now today, 100% risk-free. The way it works is super simple. In a moment, I'm going to put a link up on the screen. And again, it's first come, first serve. So if you're interested or even just curious, I'm going to highly recommend that you click on that link, you go to that link, you visit that link, and you get your application in so it is at the top of the pile, because the last time that we did this, which is almost 2 years ago, we sold out of this boot camp and we had to turn people away. You can apply today 100% risk-free by submitting a fully refundable $100 application deposit. The way it works is simple. After applying, if you're not accepted, or you change your mind, or you say, I don't want to attend, or it's not right for me, you will receive 100% of your $100 refunded back to you, no questions asked. If you are invited to take a spot, the $100 will get credited to your tuition, and you'll be invited to join us at this one-time opportunity. So the link is coming. I can hear you saying, show me the link. I'm in, give me the link. To recap everything that we've covered here today, this one-time special offer here today, this high ticket bootcamp, which is happening right around the corner, December 13th, 14th, and 15th, 2022. You get access to over $30,000 in bonuses, the irresistible offer blueprint, a $3,200 value, the high ticket funnel template, a $2,400 value, the high ticket selling system, a $10,000 value, plus our secret high ticket client getting playbook, a $15,000 value, total value of over $30,000 for just 3 payments of $999, or you can save $500 by making 1 payment of $24.99. But today, all you need to do is submit your fully refundable $100 application deposit today. And you can apply now by submitting that application deposit by going to the link that you see on my screen, which is jointhisbootcamp.com. That's jointhisbootcamp.com, jointhisbootcamp.com. All right. I know there are questions. I can see the Q&A lighting up. I can see it just the red dot just going crazy. I'm sure you've got questions. If you've got questions that I have not yet touched on, I want to invite you to use the Q&A, and I'm going to cover as many questions as we have time for in the time that we have here today. Again, use the Q&A. The team is going to feed these questions to me. Again, the link is jointhisbootcamp.com. And the first question that I see here on the list, if you give me a second, actually, I want to pull this up. All right, I see the questions coming through. Okay, great, beautiful. All right, I see a bunch of questions. Awesome. Okay, great. First question I see that I'll cover is, what is the deadline to take advantage of this opportunity? Great question. The deadline to take advantage of this opportunity is when the countdown timer on the screen goes to 0, which I'm going to start right now, which is 25 minutes. We got 25 minutes. I'm going to cover as many questions as I can in the time that we have. Now, the reason for this, frankly, is number one, we cannot offer the fast action bonuses to everybody. And the reason for that is, frankly, I don't want our system getting out there to everybody. I want everybody using our system, because then it's going to, it's going to get out there. I'm keeping this super limited. Yes, it works incredibly well. No, I'm not broadcasting this to the world. So only a small group of people are going to get this. And I want to remind you, all you need to do in order to qualify for these bonuses is just get your application in. That's it. If you're thinking like, should I do the payment plan? Should I do the pay in full? How much time do I have to pay? Don't worry about any of that. We're going to cover that when we have our conversation with you on the phone. The only thing you need to get done here today is go to that link, jointhisbootcamp.com, and submit your fully refundable $100 application deposit. In fact, I'll show you exactly what that looks like when you go to that page. So when you go to that link, jointhisbootcamp.com, and I think we put that link inside the chat. You can either click on it or type it into your browser, jointhisbootcamp.com. It's going to take you to a screen that looks a little something like this right here. And you'll see here, it says, work with me and my team of experts to create, launch, and sell a high ticket offer that generates $2,500 to $25,000 in profit per customer. Join me December 13th through the 15th, 2022. You can apply now by submitting your fully refundable $100 application deposit. So you'll just click on this big orange button here. If you scroll down this page, it's going to recap everything that we've talked about, everything that we've covered here today. The bonus package that you get, the irresistible high ticket offer blueprint, the ultimate high ticket funnel template, the ultimate high ticket selling system, all the scripts, all the objection busting frameworks, all the languaging to use, fast action super bonus, our secret high ticket client getting playbook. All you need to do is click this big orange button right here. And what's going to happen is it's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. You'll be asked to put your name, email, billing address, payment information, check off this box. And you'll see here, this is a fully refundable $100 application deposit. What that means is this: if you change your mind, if you find out tonight that you can't make the dates, if you talk to your business partner or your spouse or someone in your life and find out that you've got a conflict, you just let us know. You just say, hey, I can't make it. We'll refund the $100 back to you. No questions asked, no hassles. It's really as simple as that. What you want to do now is by going to that link, jointhisbootcamp.com, which I'm going to put up on my screen. I believe I can do this. Jointhisbootcamp.com. It looks a little something like this. You're going to click this big orange button that says apply now. Once you've done that, it's going to take you to a screen where you'll be asked to answer a series of questions. This is an application. So you're going to see an application in action. It's worth applying so you can see what this process looks like. You'll answer a few simple questions, and at the end of those questions, you'll be invited to schedule a one-on-one call with a member of our enrollment team, where we'll be having an interview with you. We're going to be talking with you to get to know your business, get to know where you're at. I'm sure you've got questions that you might want to ask in private. You'll have an opportunity to ask any questions that you might have. And the goal of this conversation is to make a good decision, to help you make a good decision. And if we think it's a good fit and you think it's a good fit, invite you to join us at this session. But again, spots are limited, number one. Number two, these calls are scheduled first come, first serve. And number three, we review applications in the order in which they're submitted. So I highly encourage that you go to that link, jointhisbootcamp.com, get your application in, and do it now while it's on your mind and you're thinking about it. And of course, certainly before that countdown timer goes to 0, because we are down to the last 21 minutes and 20 seconds. All right, here's some of the questions that I'm seeing come through. What if I'm just starting and I absolutely have no email list at all? Fernando asks. Great question. This is absolutely something that you can do. Again, we're going to be with that bonus, the secret high ticket client getting playbook. You're going to get access to a framework you can use to attract new people into your world. Virtually every single one of the examples that I've shared with you are people that either started with a small list or no list at all. I shared with you Justin's example, literally just reaching out to people on Gmail. If you don't even have people on Gmail, we're going to show you what cold traffic sources you want to be reaching out to find people for your high ticket offer. And that's all covered in that secret high ticket client getting playbook bonus. Okay, great. Love it. Okay, great. So I wish this came a couple weeks later. I've invested heavily in my launch. Will you be doing this again? I'm sad to say the last time that we did this was 2 years ago. And chances are it could be 2 years or more before we ever do this again. This is it. I highly encourage that you sign up and that you join us. And I see this question here. What if I can't make one of the days live? Great question. This is designed as a live virtual event. So it's a virtual event, meaning you can be anywhere in the world. You could be like me in the foothills of Vermont. You could be in the beaches of Bali. You could be anywhere in the world and participate. All you need is an internet connection. 3 days, December 13th, 14th, and 15th. But for those of you saying, can you get access to the recordings if you can't make a session live? And the answer is yes. And the reason for that is in addition to the standard option, which I've shared with you here today, we also have a VIP upgrade option, which for just $500 more, you not only get access to everything that you've seen here, you also get access to, number one, the recordings of the entire event. So you can go back and rewatch and study and go through everything yourself. But you also get access to 2 additional private VIP only sessions that are only made available to VIP members. So these are private VIP sessions at lunch each day, only for VIP members. These are smaller group sessions where you get more personalized attention. You get more small group masterminding and brainstorming, only for VIP members. Plus, you have lifetime access to the recordings of the bootcamp. If there's a session that either you can't make live or that you want to rewatch or you want to study 6 months from now or a year from now or whatever, that you'll have for the rest of your life. So yes, you absolutely can do that. Okay, great. Looking at this right now. Yes. In the real estate investment space, have you had success with cold traffic? We have a $500 to $7,500 ticket program that was sold well on email. Yeah, absolutely. We have people in the real estate space that are using this in all sorts of different aspects of real estate. At price points, $5,000 to I think $50,000, and everywhere in between. Okay, great. What are the other addition expenses necessary to launch this? For example, Facebook ads, et cetera. That's just going to come down to you. You can literally reach out to people in your personal Rolodex, in your Gmail address book, your Facebook friends, your LinkedIn audience. You can reach out to people and there's no additional cost, like no additional, traffic cost. You can also invest in paid traffic. You get to decide whichever channel is right for you. You can invest in free traffic and paid traffic, and we're going to be covering both in that fast action bonus, which again, in order to get that client getting playbook, which covers all of these strategies, you do have to get your application in the next 17 minutes and 46 seconds in order to qualify. Scott, is this in person or virtual? This is virtual. So it's like today, except we run it like a Zoom meeting. So I know you see me today. I don't see your face. We'll be able to see all of our faces. We do small group sessions. In fact, I'll give you just a bit of a preview on this. If you bear with me 1 second. I am going to jump to that. As far as format, we do it as, like you can see right here. Here's a great example. Here's one of our past boot camps. You can see we do it small group, like you can see right here. There'll be optional small group breakout sessions, like the VIP sessions that I mentioned to you. And to be clear, yes, I'm going to be here. So if you don't like the sound of my voice, you're going to be hearing more from me. I'm going to be here leading us through the 3 days, but you also have access to an incredible team of people who are going to be supporting you along the way. In fact, we bring the A team. And the reason why we consistently get such high raving reviews is you're not just learning from me and from the instructors and presenters and trainers, but you're working with our team in real time. So our team is answering your questions, helping you with your funnel, helping you with your offer name. We're brainstorming with you to come up with your titling, your bonus structure, your pricing strategy, your guarantee. In fact, you can see just some of the feedback people say, look, the meta value, I love everything about this bootcamp. I've been able to get more action in 3 days than I have in quite some time. I've gotten so much clarity on what I'm missing and take massive action, in this case, to host a workshop. This one right here, love the ability to work through the exercises in real time. I've already, the value that I've gotten has been huge. I'm embracing the screw it, just do it. Thank you, Ryan and team. I hope to join you again at the next boot camp. Good God, this was my favorite boot camp so far. I'm looking to launch my offer within the next 3 weeks. Insanely practical and so many doors to open on the material as I move forward. Hard to choose, so much value. You guys completely knocked it out of the park. You can see right here, 9.2 out of 10, 9.3, 9.4 out of 10. People routinely say, I've gotten more work done in a single day at this boot camp than I did working with a $22,000 business coach. So, getting more done in 1 day than in 4 months. At $5,000, this boot camp is a steal. I've got a 4x return on my investment. So this is one of these experiences, again, priced in such a way where you do the math, right? And you get one $2,500 sale, one $2,500 sale. And you've more than paid for your investment, like one sale, and you get a return on your investment in this experience. And again, the reason why we're able to do that is because you get access to this entire team, this incredible team of people right here supporting you along the way. We're down to the final 15 minutes now. So if you've got a question, let me know. And if you're like, I'm in, I've already applied, let me know as well. So at the end, I want to give a shout out to everybody who is here, for those who would like for me to give you a shout out. Okay, great. Okay, great. How soon is the bounce due for full after the application meeting? That will just, we'll have a one-on-one conversation with you about that. So again, if you're at all interested, just get your application in. That would be my recommendation. And we'll work with you on the timing of your payments. Okay, great. Does your team help with the tech and also the writing of your messages and emails? The answer is yes. That's what we're going to be doing over the 3 days together. So we're going to be helping you with your messaging. We're going to be helping you with your with the copy. Like, we're going to be working through all of that together in real time. Yes. And then the tech piece, we've basically made it so simple with this template that's literally just make a few tweaks, make a few changes, and then you're done. Okay, great. If those dates are impossible to attend, is there another option? Christopher, yes. I would encourage you to apply and then upgrade to the VIP option. Because even if you can't attend live, at least that way you can get the entire recorded experience. You get all of the resources, all the templates, all the assets, all the training, all the support. You get all of that. That you can join us just by upgrading to VIP. So that happens quite often. We've got people who they can't make a day, can't make a session, can't make the whole 3 days, and they'll opt for the VIP option to get access to the recordings of everything, and you'll have all of that and more. Now, I encourage you, if you can make it live, to make it live, because there's something really powerful about going through the process live, just like being on this live versus today live versus being on a, experiencing the recording. There's something about being live, but even if you can't make it live, you absolutely can sign up. All right, 13 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. Is this a risk-free investment? The application here today is 100% risk-free. Yes. What that means is you can pay the $100 today, and if you change your mind, the $100 gets refunded back to you, like no questions asked. If you say you talk to your dog tonight, and the dog says, "No, you can't make those days. That's the day that you take me for a walk." You just reach out to us and say, "Oh, can't make it. Sorry." We'll return the $100 to you. Now, that being said, the actual boot camp itself is non-refundable, and there are a few reasons for that. Reason number one is the fact that I'm offering 3 days with me for what would otherwise cost less than an hour of my time. I mean, at $2,500, you can get 30 minutes of my time or 3 days. So it's priced in such a way that is such an incredible steal of a deal from that perspective. That's number one. Number two, as soon as we book your ticket and you grab one of the seats, we are not selling that seat to anybody else. It's kind of like the Super Bowl, right? Like it happens once. You book a ticket, and if you say, "Oh, I changed my mind, I don't want to come," or you just decide not to show up, well, you've taken the seat from somebody else. So we can't sell that seat to anybody else once you grab that spot. So for that reason, it's 100% non-refundable. And again, if you don't know me well enough, if you don't know our company well enough, if you don't know the value that we offer when we do this sort of thing, then I would say don't show up. Like, by all means, like, give your seat to somebody else. We over-deliver to the max when we do this. This is why we're able to charge the prices that we charge. It's why we're able to get the results that we get. Our number one core value as a company is customer success, full stop. That is like in my DNA. It's in the DNA of our company. The reason why we exist is for you to be successful. My mission in life is for you to make a ton of money so that way you can get results. Speaking of getting results, I see, is this working right now? Like, is this like, can you get results right now? Funny you ask. Literally, we have one of our clients that just posted in our community like 2 days ago, literally following this approach. You can see right here. Mikhail says right here, win. First high ticket offer sold. This was literally like a couple days ago, using this entire approach, the coaching from our team, the frameworks you get access to. Does this work right now? Absolutely, it works right now. You do have to go to that link, join this bootcamp to apply to get access to everything. So we've got people in this market, in this environment, right here, right now, who are crushing it with high ticket offers using this exact approach. So great question. And the answer is absolutely, it is working right now. Okay, next question that I see. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I dug up a few more just in the interest of time. So I shared with you Morgan's story, who she literally just posted not that long ago. She's making $100,000 a month right now using this approach. So she's just mastered it. But you can see right here, Joe, earlier this year, high ticket, right now, high ticket offer in the health market, making over $70,000. High ticket offer in the relationship market, $30,000 a month. Literally just not that long ago, horse market, first high ticket sale ever. So we have all sorts of people in all sorts of different markets. I saw the question, do I need a team to do this? No, you do not need a team. When I did my first high ticket offer, $56,000 a month, when I was doing royalty payments, I had no team. It was literally just me, $56,000 a month selling a high ticket offer. What if you got no list? I've seen this question. I'll point to it again right here. When I did my $5,000 mastermind, $59,000 in 48 hours, I had no list at all. When Justin launched his offer, less than 24 hours, made over $230,000. Again, he just reached out to people on Gmail. You can start with an audience of less than 100 people. You can start with no audience using that special bonus you get access to, which is fast action. That means you only get this bonus when you sign up in the next 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Again, the link is jointhisbootcamp.com. You want to get yourself in. Okay, great. Looking at some of the other questions that have come through. Okay, great. If this is about finding clients on Facebook organically, I am not interested. Do we have to spend money on Facebook ads to get prospects or clients? No, you don't have to spend money on Facebook ads or do organic Facebook. You don't even have to be on Facebook to use this approach. Absolutely. You're going to see the multitude of strategies that you can use that are non-Facebook, having nothing to do with Facebook, paid or organic. Okay, great. Great. How do you make sure that you have great internet while traveling? Dee says, this will hold me back from doing a high ticket offer. So you can deliver your program on live Zoom calls. That's super simple. Like, I mean, yeah, I'll just say from my own personal experience, when we book Airbnbs, it's just one of the things that we reach out to the owner. We say, hey, give us a speed test. Do a speed test on your phone or computer and send us a screenshot of it so we can see what the speed test is, because high speed internet means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I'm at an Airbnb right now, and you can see we're doing the Zoom. Like, that's it. I literally have my laptop in front of me. I'm talking to my webcam. That's it. So yeah, you can absolutely do this. So that is not something that should hold you back. How long does it run each day and in what time zone? So we do everything in our company in US Central Time. So we start in the morning, roughly around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning and 5, 6 o'clock at night, US Central Time. I will tell you that when we have people who are in different time zones, they just treat it as if they were traveling. Like if you're traveling from Australia, we'll have people from Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong, other side of the world. They'll just adjust their clock for the 3 days of the boot camp. So, you know, they'll attend the boot camp. It'll be late at night or early in the morning, and then they adjust their clock back in the opposite direction when the boot camp wraps. But the big benefit, again, is that there's no airfare. You don't have to fly to another country or another state. There's no hotel that you need to pay for. There's no Uber or taxi or anything like that. There's no time away from home. You can have dinner with your family every single night or lunch with your family. You're seeing your family. You don't have to be away. So there's huge benefits to being there no matter what time zone you're in. And we routinely will have people all over the world, in Europe, in South America, in Asia, in the Pacific Rim, in Australia, all across North America, all different time zones. And again, if you can't make a session, you can upgrade to the VIP option and get access to all the recordings. Guys, we're down to the last 6 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm going to go rapid fire through some of the other questions that I'm seeing right now. Okay, great. What's the format? It's what we call teach, do, review. Teach, do, review means we're going to teach a concept, do it together, review, and then move on. So we continually go through the process, what we call teach, do, review. Next question. What do you need to have in place to be ready? You don't need to have anything in place. We have a kickoff call, which happens before the event. That's all recorded. You can attend it live or you can attend the recording of it. There's going to be a few kind of micro steps that you want to have in place, really thinking about your offer and the problem that you might be solving, a few sort of micro homework assignments. You show up to day one with that done and you're going to hit the ground running and you're going to be in great shape. And by the way, you get some pre-event support from my team of senior marketing experts. You remember that that slide that I shared with you of everyone that's going to be joining you. We're going to, once you're in and we open up the little pop-up group that we create for this, you begin getting access to support on this. What types of topics work for a high ticket offer? I've shared a whole bunch of them, but again, I mean, you know, it's really so many different topics: tennis, guitar, you know, Facebook ads, writing, becoming a better artist. You know, we did the dog training example, the investing example, the holistic biohacking. Right now, relationship markets, $30,000 a month. The horse market is working right now. Parenting market. Here's one that not that long ago in the relationship or therapy market. I shared with you, Dan, this is just the other day that he posted in our community, college, you know, getting into a top college admissions market. If you're in a B2B market, yes, absolutely, you can do this, business to business. So here's a great example of a client in the B2B market using this for B2B leadership for corporations. How quickly can you get results? Again, this is all designed to get results fast. 14 days, $70,000. First full sale, literally the last day of the event. Literally got off a Zoom call, I think a week after the boot camp, and got results. At the lunch, I think on day 2 of the event, $20,000 in less than 24 hours. You know, for those of you thinking, should you do something else first? This should be the #1 priority in your business. Like, this should be like blinking lights. Focus on your max offer. It will fund everything else you want to do. You've got a launch that you're thinking about doing. Start with your high ticket offer, your max offer. Use it to fund your launch. Thinking about writing a book. Use your max to fund your book. Think about starting a podcast. Use your max. This should be the thing before anything else. where you should just hit the pause button on whatever else you've got going on. This is the thing that's going to bring money through the door, the maximum return in the minimum time. Focus on your max. It's exactly what I've done over and over in my career to get the results that you've seen right here. That's exactly what people like Justin did. And by the way, Justin here launches 230,000 in less than 24 hours. You can see right this. So he, at his high ticket offer, that's where he launched his mastermind program. So he did a 1-day intensive following this framework, following everything that you're going to be learning at the bootcamp. He literally followed it step by step, literally just used the scripts, used the templates. We designed the offer, came up with the whole thing, launched it. You can see right there, $230,000 in less than 24 hours. And then from here, he launched the 1-day bootcamp. He made a $25,000 offer at the 1-day event. So this is the part of the story I didn't tell. $230,000 in his 1-day event. 23 people signed up. He made an offer at that event, and check it out. He got 19 of the 23 people to sign up for his $25,000 offer. And then he had some partner sales in there, raised an additional $750,000. $750,000 that he made on the back of this. So yeah, like, I don't know how to say it more emphatically. This is the thing. Like, if there's like, like your back's against the wall and you've got to do something that's going to, get results, maximum results in minimum time. This is it right here. Now, to answer the question, am I ever going to do this again? I don't know. It's been 2 years since we've done this. It was 2 years before we did that before that. Am I ever going to do it again? I don't know. I mean, I've grown out a beard. I'm in Vermont right now. I'm feeling kind of semi-retired. Maybe never do this again. I don't know. The last time that we did something like this, we completely sold out. We've sold out of every boot camp that we've ever done in the history of our company. This is going to sell out. And I don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to say, dang, I should have done this. 2 years comes around and you say, hey, Ryan, when are you doing this thing again? And I say, that was it. Decided to do it that one last time. All right, so we're down to the final 2 minutes. I'm going to look to see if there are any other burning questions that we have not yet covered. I see a whole bunch of yes, will I be using my Bucket account to build this? I signed up a few months ago. Scott, yes, my friend, absolutely. You don't have to use Bucket, but yes, it's got a huge advantage if you're going to do this. So yes, yes, yes. Okay. My program would be something that's never been done before in an obscure profession as it stands. That's great. Be a category of one. Become a category of one, and you can absolutely stand out. Huge opportunity to do that. Is this something that you can use in conjunction with your quiz funnel? Absolutely. Use your quiz, build the leads. What do you sell to your quiz? Leads, your high ticket offer. Of course, absolutely, you should do this in combination. Do you also have people who sell to companies, which clearly adds a layer of complexity? Yes, we have B2B sales. You absolutely can do that. Okay, great. Yep. So does the bootcamp cover the closing strategies on how to sell your high ticket offer via webinar? You can apply the same strategies in a one-on-one environment or one-to-many environment in the form of a webinar. You absolutely could do that if you so choose. All right. Last 60 seconds, guys. You know the link. Jointhisbootcamp.com. Let's recap everything that you get. And I want to be really, really clear. Your application needs to be submitted before the countdown timer goes to 0. We look at the timestamp of your order. When your order comes through, you're going to get a receipt. That receipt is going to have a timestamp on it down to the second. That's how we know if you qualify for the bonuses. You've got to do it while we are live on this call. So hustle, hustle, hustle. Jointhisbootcamp.com. Again, you get access to all the bonuses that you see on the screen. Bonus 1, the irresistible offer blueprint. Bonus number 2, the high ticket funnel template. Bonus 3, the high ticket selling system, our complete system, plus the fast action bonus, which is going away, our secret high ticket client getting playbook, all the ads, all the emails, all the posts, everywhere to find, attract, and generate high ticket clients. All you got to do is go to the link, jointhisbootcamp.com. Remember, it's only $100 today. That's it. Even if you're not sure, if you're like, I don't know, even if you're just curious, even if you're not decided right now, go to that link, jointhisbootcamp.com, submit your $100 fully refundable application deposit. I can't stress this enough. It's fully refundable. What that means is you've got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. If you change your mind in 5 minutes, you go for a walk outside and you say, I changed my mind. You've lost absolutely nothing. You just reach out to us, say, I want my $100 back, and get it back. No questions asked, no hassles, no hoops to jump through, nothing like that. Go to the link, jointhisbootcamp.com. Again, one-time opportunity to work with me, myself, and our team to create, launch, and build your very own high converting, high ticket offer that's simple, scalable, and stress-free, that creates passion and profit for you and desire and demand for your market, for your clients. the link one last time, jointhisbootcamp.com. That is the link. All right, to everybody who's moved forward, I know we got a whole bunch of us here. I'll give a shout out to a few of us here joining us. Des says, I believe in you. I am in. Love it. Krista, I am in. Love it. Lydia, I am in. Phil, I am in. Maston, my friend, what's up? Callbook, wish it was sooner. Let's freaking go. Mina says, I am in. So excited. Congrats. This is awesome. Olga says, awesome. I am in. I have applied. Lucy said, I am in. I have applied. Robert says, let's do this. John says, awesome. I'm in. Love it. Sylvia says, I am in. Janet says, I am in. Shelly, Sherry, Ramon says, I am in. We've got a great crew here today. If I didn't share your name, it's not because I don't love you. It's because I am late for an engagement. I'm 6 minutes past the top of the hour and I have to run. So with that being said, we're going to leave this slide up for just another moment. I want to remind you, this is the link, jointhisbootcamp.com. Get yourself in. And even if you're not sure, even if you still have questions, even if you're like, I still have unanswered questions that I need to have covered, go to that link, get your application in. Again, jointhisbootcamp.com. It's going to take you to a screen that looks a little something like this right here as I hit the refresh button and go back. It's going to look like this. You click this Apply Now button, scroll to the bottom of the screen. It's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. You put in your first name, last name, email, billing address, just for the $100. That's it. Credit card information. This is how we make sure that you're serious. It's one of the reasons why we have an application fee, is because we want to make sure that you're serious, that you take your business as seriously as we're going to be taking this opportunity. So you click this checkbox right here, click the big orange button that says Apply Now. You'll then be greeted with a series of questions to answer, one question at a time. You'll then be greeted with a calendar link to book a call with a member of our team. We'll hop on the phone with you, answer any questions that you might have. We'll stay on the phone with you as long as needed. If you got 100 questions, we'll answer all 100 questions. We'll work with you to make a good decision, help you decide if this is right for you based on where you're at, based on your business. And we'll be honest with you. Like, you know, I'll be perfectly frank. One more person signing up for one bootcamp is not going to change my life at all. What's more important to me is that those who come are positioned for success. What's more important to me is that if you are there and you're at the bootcamp, that you're in a position to be successful working with me and my team. Because at this point in my career, what's more important to me is being able to shout from the mountaintops about your success and your results. And like I shared with you before, I'd love nothing more than for you to be the next great success story on that slide. So the link, jointhisbootcamp.com. That covers everything that we have been here to cover. I'm going to check with my team to make sure I haven't forgotten something very obvious. Looks good. All right. I think we've covered everything. With that being said, we're going to wrap things up here. I want to wish you a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. Everyone who has applied, I cannot wait to be working with you and to welcome you to this opportunity. To everybody else, you know what you need to do. Get yourself there, jointhisbootcamp.com. I'd love to welcome you with open arms and to transform you to the next great high ticket offer success story. So that being said, take care, talk soon, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the inside. Goodbye.